So the last episode of Mystreet was a little over 4 years ago, and ever since, Mystreet has been kind of in the dark, with little to no news about what will come next and even if it will ever return. The closest we have gotten to any sort of resolution has been Her Wish, which took place a few months after season 6, I think. And it had Aphmau and Aaron's daughter, Elena, or at least another version of her from Minecraft Diaries, I think. She ended up going to this alternate world to meet her parents that she never got to see, or because something happened in Minecraft Diaries. We'll never know, because that's a whole other story. But in this epilogue series, we got to see the world of Mystreet and what it would have been like after the trauma of season 6, when angels fall. But the weird thing is that Her Wish was made in 2017, while the finale of season 6 premiered on 2019, so what's that about? There's a lot of unanswered questions and speculation about what could happen next and what has happened. I've already made a video discussing that Aphmau did want to make a roleplay back during 2020, but as we all know, the world caught on fire and Shad destroyed the world! Oh god. But thankfully, Aphmau has stated at VidCon that yeah, there are plans, that she does have plans, but she just doesn't really know where to go from here. But she will eventually, hopefully eventually get there when we get there. Sounds kind of whack though. Just don't worry, I did a lot of thinking, which I don't normally do, so you're welcome. And I think I have some ideas that I could possibly lend you for a small price of $1 million, of course. No, I'm just kidding. Or am I? Dun dun dun! The big question that everyone has is what will Aphmau end up doing for this next season? Whether it really is a final season or just an epilogue of some kind. Well, I think I can sort of answer that question. We do have a few clues on where Aphmau could possibly take the story next, but first we need to look where the story ended. Also, I need you all to like the video and subscribe. Quick, hurry! Ah! In case you forgot, because honestly I did, in season 6 of Mystreet, everything went downhill really fast for kind of absolutely no reason. Season 6 sure wanted to be big, and oh boy, it sure was. Not only did it shed more light on the history of Garth and Caitlyn and Aaron and Aphmau and their parents and a lot of stuff, there's a lot of stuff in the season, it also proved the theory that we all speculated about for the longest time, the Aphmau multiverse. Not only giving us lore, it gave us connections to another universe, Minecraft Diaries, the kind of origin to every other story in the Aphmau universe. I already made a video trying to explain some of it, so go and watch it if you're at all interested, but basically I believe that the original Irene has passed on, and the Minecraft Diaries Irene is actually the Aphmau from the Minecraft Diaries timeline. That's the new canon Irene. But sadly, as we all know, in season 6 of Mystreet, that new Irene that we have is now gone due to her saving Aaron from the void and teleporting him to the Irene dimension. That was a weird episode, I don't want to think about it. But why is this important? Well, I'm mentioning this because if you remember what happened on episode 15 of When Angels Fall, everyone got turned into a relic for a short amount of time and there were huge consequences. How do we know about these consequences? Well, in the finale, we saw the toll it took on Aphmau's body, and we saw that Aaron lost not only his eyesight, but a huge piece of himself. He no longer remembers any of the recent events. He lost his memory. In that same finale, we also see Zane interacting with people, and he doesn't really call them by their names, he just calls them by their numbers. So there is a little bit of damage there. It kinda sucks because now Zane is no longer the smartest boy. I love Zane, why is he no longer smart? Aaron is completely blind, which sucks, but at least doesn't have his ultimate powers anymore, and Lucinda lost her magic, as far as we know. Oh yeah, and also Garth isn't super duper strong, so now we can't break down doors, thank god, but also, that sucks. Oh, and I almost forgot, this was the worst consequence ever. Lawrence disappeared. This was the worst consequence we could have ever had. I can't believe they snapped Lawrence out of existence. Ah, no! I'll never forgive you! All of this is important because the only incarnation of Irene would be Aphmau herself in the Mystreet universe. Every other Irene we've had is now gone. Though it's also interesting to note that yes, just like everyone else, Aphmau also most likely lost her potential power due to the final battle and the whole consequences of everything else. Unless the Aphmau in My Inner Demons is going to be important, but that's a whole other video for another time. We're not going to talk about that yet. I believe that this gives us clear evidence that in the next season of Mystreet, there won't be any magic shenanigans about relics and dimensions, and that whole Minecraft Diaries arc is completely wrapped up. Which, thank god. Also, it just wouldn't really make sense to do all of this all over again. You can see a small trend with Aphmau in her series. She always tries to one-up herself and make the next season or next series even better. which makes sense. You know, you learn a lot of things when you first make these episodes, so of course the next episodes are always going to be better, and you know, it's a whole snowball effect. You could definitely see that when you're comparing Mystreet Season 1 and Season 2. Season 2 was a clear upgrade in many ways to the original Mystreet. Fun fact, Love Love Paradise is actually my favorite season, and it's very obvious why. More characters that connect back to Phoenix Drop, a new location and its cool beach resort, other characters have time in the spotlight and they all grow closer together. They added so much into this. Oh yeah, I forgot, they also added in 3D models. That was really sick. Not only that, but Season 2 also cemented the style of what this series was going to turn into until, you know, Season 4 and Season 5 and yeah. Season 2 just had more of what we wanted, more fun moments and more fun shenanigans that we wanted with these characters. It's kind of crazy, Season 2 was an absolute huge upgrade over Season 1. It literally did everything but better. So how did Aphmau continue? How did she one-up herself again? Well, she tried to make the next season bigger and better, and she definitely succeeded in some ways. Season 3, she literally tried making Season 1 again, but way better. In Lover's Lane, we have, wow, Aphmau and Eren are living together. Now we're kind of talking about the ships, like, wow, Zainmao is kind of a thing, but also not really. Wow, Garth and Lawrence, they're dating, right? Totally. And whoa, relationship problems with Eren and Aphmau, that's new. I thought they were perfect, especially after Season 2 where everything was great. Whoa, we're having more trauma, more characters! Things are getting so interesting. And then don't get me started on Season 4. That was the definition of jumping the shark. I don't want to talk about that.
Let me see what you have!
Oh shit, what the dog doing?
You see what I mean though? Every season has always been original and bigger in its own way. So does that mean that Season 7 will be even bigger than When Angels Fall? God, I hope not. Or Irene, I hope not. See what I did there? If you all remember, Season 6 took a long time to come out and it had to be postponed because of the scale of the story. So much animation was added and bigger sets were built and bigger plot devices were added. This story took a long time to make. And it makes sense too. When you're taking something like Mystreet and adding in a bunch of elements from your old story, the old original story, Minecraft Diaries, of course it's going to take a long time because there's so much proofreading you need to do and so much stuff you need to add to make sure it makes sense with your old continuity. Also, Minecraft animation takes way too long. Jess, I don't know why you did that. So much work was put into When Angels Fall, and I wouldn't want Aphmau to go through all that all over again. I don't know if you all feel that same way, but I do. And it just wouldn't make sense, especially when she is returning to this world after so long. You wouldn't give yourself a big project after going on a long hiatus. That's whack. I think the best thing for Season 7 would be if everything slowed down again, and maybe it would be a mix between Season 3 and Season 5. That's what I would personally want. That probably sounds a bit whack, but let me explain. So much stuff has happened to the characters and everything that trying to one-up yourself again would be cool, but I don't know about you all, but I want to know what the next chapter in their lives are going to be. If you're enjoying this video, then please hit the like button and destroy that subscription button. Oh my god. Also, please check out my other videos. I work super hard on them, and I would really appreciate it if you gave me all your support. That's all. Please like and subscribe. That's it. Now I'll get back to the video. Getting a chance to slow down and have fun with these characters again would not only be amazing, but also would leave more room for the shenanigans that Mystreet is known for. Now, I'm not saying that we should have a super fun tone of Season 2 and have all the characters get super quirky, whoa. No, that just wouldn't make sense. If I stub my toe, I'm gonna be depressed for at least a week. These characters stubbed all their toes and broke their knees, so they're definitely gonna be depressed for longer. Does that mean I want them depressed in the next season? Absolutely not. No, of course not. I'm already sad. I don't need more of that in my life. What I'm asking for is the more awkward and more wholesome tone of Season 5 and the fun of Season 2. In my opinion, Season 5 always felt like it was being held back. We have a scenario where these two characters, let me remind you, our two main protagonists, being insanely in love and had to be apart for so long, and when they finally connect again, there were some hurdles and new things we had to learn, that they had to learn. New boundaries and new awkward moments that they had to overcome. Eren changed so much and Aphmau wanted to go back to how things were, and there was just a bit of a rocky start. Things weren't always good. There was a lot of misunderstandings, there were some weird feelings, there were some nights where Eren couldn't take it. But thankfully they got engaged and they made things work, for the most part. I mean, I don't think it counts since Aphmau literally turned into a, yeah, I mean, that's just, I don't know, we'll talk about that later. I mean, I guess, yeah, Aphmau did change, physically and literally. I want all of that for season 7. I want these characters to be kind of scarred from what happened, but doing their best to move on and have fun. I want them to never really mention what happened back on the island, because honestly, I don't ever want to talk about it either. And I just want them to think of it as kind of a bad dream that they all like witnessed, basically. And no, once again, I do not want this season to be super depressing. That's why I said I want this season to be the combination of season 5 with the wholesome kind of awkward tones, with the fun of season 2 with all of them interacting and just having fun. Season 7 should be comfy. I want them to just talk and go on small adventures and try and start new hobbies and go do new things together. Remember those D&D episodes? We can have stuff like that where they all have fun game nights or something and they laugh about it. Maybe we see other characters go and move on and move away like to different cities because they will just want a new start. Maybe that's how we can explain how Lawrence disappeared. I will find you. Maybe we see completely new original characters and they're the ones that start the fun and chaos and teach the old group that yeah, this is how we have fun. This is how we do things. Maybe these new characters can teach the old group how to have fun again. The themes of season 7 should be about loving life and loving the little moments. It should be about the next chapter and moving forward in your life and having fun. It should be about growing up. And yes, I know that sounds really weird, especially since like all the Mystreet characters are well over 20. I think they're even well over 30. How old are you? But for someone like me who basically grew up on YouTube and having Aphmau be a huge part of my childhood, I think it'd be best to have a small comfy season for those who grew up with this series. Season 7 should be for the old fans who stuck around waiting for the return of the next story. I'm sure a lot of the old fans have done a little bit of growing up, so maybe you could teach us some wisdom and show us that hey, life may be chaotic and things will go downhill, but there's always going to be good moments and people you can lean on to be happy. I think it'd be really cool if season 7 was strictly for all the Mystreet fans who grew up with this. I mean, I don't really think I see new fans asking for season 7, and I don't know how old everyone is, but like, I'm just saying, having a classic story about like moving on and growing up is cool. I like it. It's good for everyone. It's a little, it's a little cliche, but come on, it's kind of cute. Another reason I mention this is because Aphmau's channel and her as a person, she have kind of changed a lot, so much over these past few years. She has like, what, 5 kids now? This has been a new chapter in her life as well, and it would be great to write about that. Aphmau now has like a bunch of toy brands, her Meows are like super popular. She's making juice boxes or something and fruit snacks, that's crazy. And legit, I see her merch in stores now, which is kind of insane. Which actually brings me to my next point. What if season 7 had a little bit of a time skip? Let me explain. Most Mystreet seasons happen pretty close to each other, either a few weeks or a few months apart. Or if you're like Starlight, over a year apart, still can't believe that. I think season 7 should also be about a year or maybe even 3 years apart. That way we can see these characters that are mostly over all the trauma they went through, honestly can't relate. Perhaps maybe this might be a bit much, but this is what I want to talk about. What if, now hear me out, what if Aphmau was pregnant? Now in my opinion, this is probably the best idea because it works so well with what I was saying with the whole next chapter in your life and the comfy series. It also blends to the funny moments because wow, Aphmau is preggies, she's kind of crazy. I can already imagine the start of an episode is Aphmau talking to Nana and Caitlin about the old times, and then Aphmau starts crying profusely, and then Aaron comes in and is like, sorry, she usually gets like this because she's preggies, and then he shoves a cookie in her mouth or something. That sounds really dumb, I'm sorry, but it's funny, and it sounds just like Mystreet. I don't know, it just sounds so perfect for Mystreet. The tone is just perfect. Feels like we never left. They could even throw in a whole celebration party, and it could be like kind of a metaphor symbolism thing where it's like, yeah, it's a celebration for Aphmau being pregnant, but also because, hey, we're back. Mystreet is back, people. And then we can all talk about the characters and their futures, and Nana could be very thirsty, and she's like, I want a bunch of kittens, Zane, and Zane's like, oh shit, I can't deal with that. Honestly though, can we talk about that? Nana is insanely thirsty sometimes. Oh my. We truly get the best of both worlds, and not only will it feel like we're reconnecting with these characters after so long, we still have that fun tone that old Mystreet had that everyone loved. We're still dealing with big topics, yes, but we're also just having the classic Mystreet feel. Most likely though, the series will be short and it will end up with Aphmau giving birth to Lena. I kind of expect it to be like every episode is a few months time skip-ish. That way we can kind of go through Aphmau's pregnancy process, kind of like Aphmau's year. Do you all remember that? Do y'all remember that short little series before season 6? No, it wasn't season 5 Starlight, where it had, I think it was believed 3 or 4 episodes. I should probably check this, but I'm not going to. In Aphmau's year, they all took place within a few months of each other. We should do that again for the season 7. Aphmau just announced that she got pregnant, and at the end, she gives birth to Elena and we see a beautiful baby daughter. It's a short and simple story that we can possibly come back to if Aphmau ever wants to. This short series can be the start to something brand new or not. It could be a nice epilogue, it could be a nice ending. Because we also have to remember that Aphmau was insanely burnt out, and that's kind of one of the main reasons why she left. So having something small and simple and something close to her heart would be a perfect way for her to get back into things. But if we did try and one up season 6, what would we do? What if we had like a true finale that tied together the whole Aphmau multiverse universe? You know, what if Aphmau did want to stress herself out and make a okay, hold on. So yeah, I have a really dumb idea, and this is super rough. This is a super rough idea. So please feel free to like expand upon it and make your own theories about it and everything. But like. And I'll probably make another video talking about this idea, but we still need to tie together Void Paradox. What the heck was that about? It's gonna be a headache, but I don't really want to think about voids and multiverse anymore. But yeah, what if this version of Mystreet season 7 was actually just insane? I doubt Aphmau would do this, but yeah, let's just talk about it. I really want to talk about it. So the way I imagine this is that maybe Aaron and Aphmau are way older, and Elena is already born, and maybe she's like 5 or 8 years old or 10, I don't know, something like that. And at first it's all fun and games, you know, like, oh, they're new parents, they're having fun, they're getting into things. But oh no, the void burn thingies are starting to appear on the world, and the fabric of the reality is starting to break apart. And then, Shad appears from Minecraft Diaries, or something. Or maybe a new villain, I don't know. I know that season 3 of Minecraft Diaries isn't technically canon anymore, but as I talked about it before, Aphmau from Mystreet is the only known incarnation of Irene, as we know of. I don't want to see another, and there has to be at least one more incarnation of Shad left. And I know that Aaron is technically an incarnation of Shad in a way, but what about the one in Minecraft Diaries? That one still exists, right? Maybe, I don't know. And what if Shad was the one that was controlling the void? What if his spirit or whatever, maybe he's like Ghost, I don't know, maybe come up with your own theories, but what if Shad is trying to control the void and he's trying to get back at Irene for everything she's ever done? It's the last cycle of violence, it's the last cycle of their incarnations, and they're doing another fight, and they're having one final battle. The whole season can be about this new antagonist who kidnaps Aphmau or something and tries to make her use her powers that she unleashed back when angels fall. But then Shad notices that, whoa, her powers are gone. But Elena has the potential to use powers, so she's now important, probably. Elena never really was important in Minecraft Diaries per se, but with her introduction in her wish, and also her clearly being older and a lot wiser and knowing who Irene and everything is, with her coming back in When Angels Fall and like giving Aphmau and Irene a pep talk and everything, clearly she has to be important in some way, so I'd like her to be utilized or at least be useful in some way. Which is why I'm saying that she has the potential and she gets kidnapped, I don't know. It's a very rough idea. But yeah, that's all I got. And yeah, I doubt Aphmau would ever do anything or do this idea. It would be a very big scale again, and also it'd be a lot of work. It would be cool to have like a big series for the return of Mystreet. Like honestly, imagine the spectacle, you starting a whole new arc with a bang. But like, at least in my opinion, I don't really watch Mystreet for the spectacle, I watch it for the characters. To me, Mystreet has always been the slice of life drama, not about the magic. Until season 4, I was like, what if we murdered everyone that you care about? But who knows, Aphmau can literally do whatever she wants. Anything is possible, and there really is a lot that she can do. But that's if she really does want to do it. I know Aphmau said that there's plans and they will one day come. There's someday in the future she will start making it. But with the rise of her new kid-friendly content and her much younger fans, can she really make another season of Mystreet? I'm sure the older fans would love it, but she also has to invest into making the story, and if it doesn't get the views it needs to get, then it could just be a whole waste of time. Remember, Aphmau's content has changed so much, so now she needs to do what's best for her new audience. Things are very confusing at the moment, but you never know what the future is going to hold. So let's wait and see what will happen. And with that, I'll go ahead and end the video. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Tell me what you all think in the comments below. Tell me your theories. Tell me what we can do to make season 7 a whole big spectacle. And let me know what you think of Aphmau ever returning, because I'm still a little weird about it. I don't know if she ever will, but you never know. But yeah, just let me know what you think in the comments below. And I don't really have much more to say. So thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.